Our Young Filmmakers Academy program encourages the filmmaking process by working with elementary and middle school students so that they can write, create, direct, edit, produce, and act in their own 90-second films, which are later screened at the Virginia Film Festival. We send University of Virginia students into the schools, and they work with these kids on sound, editing, lighting, directing, and acting so that they can help these students create their films.
Well, my teacher, she said, "Who wants to be in a film?" And the three of us just both raised our hand, and she said, "Why don't we do it together?"
Oh, 4 years ago, Jane Freeman came to me and asked if I would be a part of the pilot for the Young Filmmakers Academy, and I said yes. So she took the draft that she had then of the objectives and roles and rules and everything and worked it up, and we traded that back and forth a couple of times, and then I got my kids involved, and that was just really cool because we had 3rd through 5th graders who were actually doing it, and as they were doing it, they were learning so much.
It's about this 25-year-old girl and her friends not coming over to the party at the restaurant called Five Nickels. We made it up together, so we all had our own part to like say, I want to be this, I want to be that, and I want to be that. And I'm the waitress there, Jordan.
That's just a moment that can't be relived. I mean, you know, when you see those kids' faces when they see their own movie up on that screen and they see the work that they've done and they see the work that they've put in it, I mean, that moment can't be recaptured. You know, it's just there.
Each year, as part of its high school screening program, the Virginia Film Festival chooses a film with educators and hosts a discussion afterwards with the students. Past highlights include Mr. Smith Goes to Washington with noted journalist Candy Crowley and Liza Munday of the Washington Post, along with Sing Your Song featuring Harry Belafonte, and the Freedom Riders, with 3 of the original Freedom Riders there taking part in a discussion with the students along with the director Stanley Nelson.
And there were moments of that film that were really difficult for kids to watch as an adult. There were moments that were very difficult. And I remember I went into the classrooms at the middle school because I wanted to make sure they were sort of prepared for what they were going to see. And I had so many students who came back after they saw the film a few weeks later and said, "I'm really glad that you came in and showed us those movie clips because I started to cry even though I'd already seen those exact same clips. But more importantly, when I went home and told my grandma about it, my grandma told me." And then they started proceeding to pour out stories like my grandmother had to sit on the back of the bus, or my grandparents weren't allowed to go to this restaurant when they were growing up. And they said, "I've never talked to my grandma and my grandpa about those topics before." And this sort of opened a dialogue with more than one generation of our families. That I thought was really exciting.
Well, being myself an African-American female, seeing the Freedom Rider story and also the Loving story was very, very emotional for me because I got to see like how my past generations of my family what they have been through, and I may not have been taking that into thought myself, and it just seems like it shows me the progress of where I've came to where I am now.
Family Day is a day-long celebration of film in which the family is invited to participate, all for free. It's an interactive day-long celebration with a red carpet experience for children, the screening of a major film. Past highlights include the screening of Beauty and the Beast with Paige O'Hara, the voice of Belle, there on hand to sing for the children and sign autographs, or past year's 75th anniversary of Snow White here at the Paramount Theater, along, of course, with the screening of the Young Filmmaker Academy films as a highlight of that day.
For the 2012 Virginia Film Festival, I was one of the outreach and education interns, and I was specifically tasked with planning Family Day, which takes place on the Saturday of the film festival and spans through a bunch of different venues and is a really great opportunity for families to come out and enjoy a free film and screen any films from Young Filmmakers Academy. Just enjoy the day with a lot of free activities. I think a big word when talking about your experience with the Virginia Film Festival is impact. And I think that I came away with a sense of pride and a sense of accomplishment at being able to put together quality programming for families, for the kids, that's something that they could all enjoy. And being able to bring that into this community gives me a great sense of pride.
Each year, the festival works to program films that we feel will resonate within our community. We particularly focus on forging partnerships with other social service organizations and cultural groups to help create awareness for their issues and concerns here in our community. A perfect example of that has been our partnership with Lighthouse.
Well, when I made my short film Caffeine at Lighthouse, I definitely didn't expect anyone besides me and maybe my mother to see it. So having that opportunity was really, it was really helpful to see a crowd react to the movie.
In addition to teaching filmmaking, part of the Lighthouse mission is to show the students' work. And the Virginia Film Festival is a perfect way for our students to be able to do this. Today, social media is one way that you can show the work, but to actually see your film on the big screen in front of a captive audience, that's very special.
I hope you'll consider supporting the Virginia Film Festival's outreach and education programs. For more information, please visit virginiafilmfestival.org.